he cheated, I cheated. I'm sitting up here like, oh, wait, hold up, sis. I was sitting up here feeling bad for you, about to go off on these people in these comments talking about you. Like, y'all eat a bag of baby dick. Stop talking about this lady. What is wrong with y'all? She is her. She's the victim in the situation. I was like, hold up, pump your brakes. I like YouTube and welcome back to my channel. I am your girl, Beauty Bella Nerd, across all my social media platforms. If you would, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Thumbs up this video, and of course, go ahead and get a conversation with me started with me in the comment section below. But as you guys already guessed it, I asked you guys, did you want to hear my commentary in reference to the Derrick Jaxn situation? So let's go ahead and get into this situation.
You might be the one taking me home. One thing really do one.
Okay, so this Derrick Jaxn situation, the love guru. I want to kind of break it down into 3 separate parts of my video. The first is kind of a little bit more of a backstory in reference to the situation, and then we're going to talk about his wife, and then we're going to talk about Derrick Jaxn. But Derrick has built his platform off of broken, damaged, hurt women, most of whom are Black women. He typically speaks power into these broken, hurt, and damaged women. At the same time, he tears down Black men. That's the bulk of his commentary. Now, there are white people, Latino people, and Asian people who follow him. And there are both men and women who follow him who they do find a source of healing from his videos and his books. So let's be clear about that before we actually get into the story. But the bulk of his base, his followers, are hurt, abused, broken, damaged Black women. So when he's speaking to them, he's speaking life back into them. He's helping them mend a situation, get through a situation. A lot of these women, like I said, are broken or hurt or damaged or abused. They may be suicidal. You know, there's a lot of things that play into that. And he does help them. His books do help you to kind of think about situations differently so you can avoid being in these situations again, making these same mistakes again, ignoring these flags again. So he does make dating to a certain degree healthier for the people who actually listen to him with a grain of salt. Meaning for the guys that listen to him and they want to stop being fuckboys. For the men who just want to be better husbands with their wives or just better guys as far as the dating pool is concerned, they can get some valuable information from him. So I'm not going to take that away from him at all. So that's the first part I wanted to go ahead and address. Now the second part in reference to his wife. Now, at first, when I first heard the situation, like the rest of y'all, I first saw her with the video, I just thought it was weird that he had never posted his wife. Most of us didn't even know he was married. I went back and looked at some of his promotional photos and noticed he had on a wedding ring. And he posted his wife back in August. A lot of us is like, huh? Did he just get married? What is this? What's going on? We didn't know you were married. You had been married for like, what, almost 4 years or whatever the case may be. And you had been dating this girl for 12 or 14 years. We have no clue. So a lot of the women who've come forward, all 1, 2, 3, possible 4, plus the other 2 from 2 years ago. So we talking about 3 confirmed and 3 possible women. They pretty much say no, they didn't know he was married, or he told them he was married after meeting them and getting to talk to them, but he was going through a situation. So when I first saw the video, I just saw a broken, hurt woman. I just saw a woman who was depleted. Her spirit was gone. You know how some people, you can just see them and you could tell that their shine is gone. Their spirit is broken. And woman to woman, you can look at another woman and you can look in her face. And it's something about her eyes. It's something about the way she's holding her mouth. You could tell, for the most part, when a woman is being abused. And that can be spiritually abused, financially abused, sexually abused, physically abused. There are a lot of ways to where women can be broken and abused. And you could just look at her and just tell something was wrong. Even in that very given moment, even though they were supposed to have moved past it and everything. In that video, you can look at Derrick's wife and tell something was wrong. Hearing the video, I like to play the videos, look at them a little bit, but then I scroll through the comments. What angered me first were the people in the comments making fun of her appearance. Making fun of the little hat she had on that did look like a bonnet, and just her outfit choice. This is your first time actually coming live to his platform of millions of people, and this is what you look like, sis? This is what you look like, sis? I took a step back because I know what it feels like to have your heart broken or to be abused in any situation. And I know if you're depressed about a situation, if you're hurt or abused in a situation, speaking from a woman's point of view, sometimes you don't care what your hair look like. You're not putting on makeup. You don't care that you're dressing in frumpy clothes. A lot of times women will either gain a whole bunch of weight because they're going through a real bad situation, or some women lose a whole bunch of weight because they're going through a real bad situation. Like, the demons associated with depression, sexual abuse, spiritual abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse takes a huge toll on a woman, speaking from a woman's point of view. So her sitting there and me seeing that her energy that she was giving, her vibe that she was giving, I kind of understood that energy and vibe because I just knew this is a broken woman. And as I'm sitting up there just looking at the comments, I was just like, oh my God, you guys are pathetic. Stop talking about the way this child looks. Stop talking about the way this woman looks. And then I heard her say something in the video. And I was like, hold up, run that back. Did you just tell me y'all basically went tit for tat in y'all relationship? Did you just tell me he did some things wrong, I did some things wrong? It's 2021. We all can put two and two together and know when people say stuff like that, he cheated, I cheated. I'm sitting up here like, oh, wait, hold up, sis. I was sitting up here feeling bad for you, about to go off on these people in these comments talking about you. Like, y'all eat a bag of baby dick. Stop talking about this lady. What is wrong with y'all? She is her. She's the victim in the situation. I was like, hold up, pump your brakes. And the more and more I sat there and watched their video about the situation, the more and more I realized more about his wife than about Derrick. Because some of my thoughts and opinions about Derrick, I've had that for a couple of years now because I just noticed certain things in his videos that just didn't sit right. Anyway, she decided to get on her Instagram and started doing all of these little live videos and stuff, these pre-recorded videos. I'm going to leave a snippet of it right here for you guys.
Hey world, this is Derrick Jaxn here. Here to answer a question. I keep on getting this question. Why now? Did Derrick beat you and drag you to save him? Well, first let me say that only Jesus Christ can save Derrick. Okay? Only Jesus can save him. He has already done that. And now Derrick is laying in the bed that he made with the actions that he took. And the only person that saved him from that and can save him from it is Jesus Christ. I can't do anything, say anything to do that. His actions were his actions, and unfortunately other people decided that they wanted to take whatever they wanted to do and run with that. But no weapons formed against us shall prosper on that piece. Why am I speaking now? I've come to confront the issue that says you cannot be healed, that it takes this amount of time for you to be healed, that you have to be depressed, have anxiety, hide your face, you once a cheater, always a cheater, you are this and we are this and we are that. You can never overcome this situation. There's always someone better. Well, those are lies from the pit of hell.
Now, here's the thing about the situation. when you go to her Instagram page is like a cry for help. Look, woman to woman, if you've ever been abused sexually, spiritually, emotionally, financially, verbally, or if a man has ever just broken you down to your bareness, you know what that look like. You constantly be posting, trying to post motivational messages. You constantly be trying to post, I'm gonna do good, I'm gonna feel better. Like you know what that feed looks like. You know what that feed looks like. So her entire page is just a cry for help. And the more and more I scrolled down her page to a few years back, the more and more I realized she used to really carry herself differently. She used to do a little bit more with makeup, do a little bit more with hair. She would actually be posing and smiling in her photos with her little outfit and everything on. But gradually, if you go back like a couple of years ago and you start to scroll up her time feed to today, you can kind of see that bright, beautiful woman from then. Her light has dimmed dramatically. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, what is going on here? And then I had to go back and rewatch the video. Because some kept saying, something not adding up, something ain't right. I'm looking at his dates, I'm looking at the timeline, I'm looking at what Tasha Caden said, and I'm like, something ain't adding up. And then when I rewatched the video, she and him pretty much said that I told him if he do it again, it'll be the last. You know, he did cheat on her during her first pregnancy, her second pregnancy. He cheated on her in college. And I'm sitting up here like, whoa. So you've been with this man for 12 or 14 years. I'm sitting up here looking at you like a victim, but you're not a victim in this situation. You're no longer a victim in this situation when you keep choosing to be in the actual situation. I'm sitting up here like, wait, so 12, 14 years ago, you met this man and he cheated on you in college. Y'all got engaged. He cheated on you throughout your engagement. Y'all got married. He cheated on you after you got married. And he cheated on you while you were pregnant with the first child. Meanwhile, we didn't know Derrick had kids. I mean, yeah, we saw the car seats in the back, but none of us thought he was married or had kids, by the way. I'm just gonna put that out there. Anyway, so he cheated on you throughout your first pregnancy, cheated on you after that child was born, and then cheated on you even more during your second pregnancy, and then after that child was born, he continued to cheat on you, sis. At this point, you're not a victim. At any point in time when a woman gets tired of a man in an abusive situation, financial, spiritual, emotional, verbal, physical, sexual. Any point in time a woman gets tired of a man abusing her and breaking her down and just whatever you want to call it, she'll make a move. Now, most women, most leave. Some women wake up and choose violence and end up on the first 48. But most women leave. Take half or not take nothing at all or whatever the case may be, but they leave. Some women wake up and choose violence and leave you either missing or in a casket somewhere. So I'm just like, sis gonna wake up out of this trance one day, or maybe she's fine being in that trance. And I was just like, sis, you choose this situation. You've been choosing this situation for 12 or 14 years. It's nothing no one's going to say right now that's going to change you in your situation. There's nothing that this man can do to change your situation because you leave and come back, you leave and come back, you leave and come back. And as women, every time you leave a man for a situation he did wrong and you come back, that first time he abused you, that first time he disrespected you, that first time is where he knows where your line is. That is where he's going to change immediately after that first time because he doesn't want to lose his girl, his wife. He doesn't want to lose his family. Or you've just exposed your weakness for this man and now he starts to be good for a little while, and then he'll start back cheating, start back talking to you crazy, hit you again, just all this stupid stuff. And before you know it, you're trapped in years of a toxic relationship. And sometimes the relationship can be so toxic to where you've just resigned something inside of yourself that that's your life. Either you just don't deserve better, or this is my karma for stuff that I did, or whatever reason sis may be using to stay in a relationship like that. Some women are so broken in this situation. It's not that they don't want to leave. It's not even the fact that they don't know how to leave. It's just something in them just doesn't give them enough get up and go to actually leave a situation. Now, another thing that I saw in that video that him and his wife put up was they kept talking about spiritual warfare and spirituality, and I'm calling bullshit with that one. The one thing I hate is when people take and weaponize the Bible. The Bible never told you to stay with a man who's out here disrespecting you. The Bible never told you to stay with a man who's out here abusing you. The Bible did not tell you any of that, sis. Well, I go to the word, we pray in the word, and I'm sitting up here like, are you brainwashing him into trying to be this spiritual dude, or is he using the Bible? Because he definitely knows her love language. And her love language isn't touch, feel, or verbal. Her love language is Christianity. So I don't know if he's that type of guy that will use Christianity to make her feel bad about a situation that he calls, and they pray and work it out and be like, God is going to bring us back. God is going to make us whole. No, what you're not finna sit here and do is weaponize Christianity. You're not going to weaponize the word of God. None of that. Both of y'all are absolutely nuts for even... I was pissed watching that part. And then when she put up her videos, I was like, sis, stop it. Sis, stop it. She's like, everybody's, judging me. I really appreciate the people who send me love and support. As Christians, we got to do, as Christians, ain't nothing Christian about none of that. That whole situation between you and Derrick, your relationship, your marriage, there is nothing Christian about that. God ain't nowhere in or around that. Because last time I checked, sweetheart, God is never in a situation of confusion, a situation of mess. That ain't nothing but the devil. And I don't know if it's the devil in you, sis, or the devil in him, but that shit's definitely the devil, and God ain't got nothing to do with that. She was like, we prayed on it, we did this, we did that. And I'm like, that's cool and fine, but you're not using the word of God. You're not using the Bible to help heal and mend your marriage. You're using the word of God in the Bible to weaponize your marriage and to bully each other into certain situations. And I can tell you right now, that situation is not going to end well for you or him. And I'm more concerned, like, why would you even want to be in this situation with your children? Why would you want to expose your children to this energy and vibe? I don't know why people don't think that when they be arguing with their spouse and they close the door, or they be having a bad day with their spouse and they be in the house not talking to each other like two strangers. If you don't think a 2-year-old could feel that energy and vibe, you're nuts. You're crazy. I don't get it. I did not like the way he nor her weaponized the word of God in this situation. Talking about some, we're Christians, we pray, da 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 da. Let's get over to Derrick. One, I did not know he was such a small man. I was like, really? Sure, you're going to be trying to tell me what to do and I just bunk you on top of the head? I'm like, Anyway, the first girl was Tasha K. He definitely has something of a type. She was light-skinned. I think she was like, what was she, Hispanic and black or whatever? He had been seeing her off and on for 10 years. He flew her down to Miami and spent time with her in Miami. And then last year, for his birthday on the 4th of July last year, he went ahead and flew her up here to Atlanta. And him and his homeboys at his house, the house where he's married at with his wife and his kids, he bought her to his house. While his wife was out in the Midwest visiting family or friends, whatever you want to call it, she was on her sabbatical, whatever you want to call it. His wife was way over there on that side of the country. He flew this woman to his house. And his friends that are friends with his wife may have been friends with them since college, may have been in their wedding. His friends came, she brought her friends for his friends. And I'm sitting up here like, so you and your homeboys who know you're married, they know about your platform. Y'all are sitting here in your house that you share with your wife, entertaining this woman and her friends. And this girl that took pictures and videos and all this other stuff in his house. And then he had the nerve, after they finished partying and doing whatever they were doing, he had the nerve to go have sex with this woman in the same bed that he sleeps in with his wife every day and every night. His wife ain't going nowhere. His wife ain't leaving. At this point, I need y'all to stop being on her Instagram trying to tell her to wake up, sis. Wake up, sis. Sis is woke. She is woke in her situation, okay? Because any other woman, I don't care if you're a black woman, if you're an Asian woman, if you're a Latina woman, if you're a white woman, any other woman. So my husband cheated on me. I went out of town with our children, and he brought his side chick to our house. And he proceeded to have sex with her in my bed while all of his friends were over here hanging out and partying and having a good time. I'm going to need bail money. I'm going to need an attorney. I'm probably going to need a GoFundMe. Like, most women in that particular situation, they would leave. The other half of us would choose violence. Violence, 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 violence. Because it's not just your husband disrespecting you. You've been disrespected by all of the people in your life. All of the people in your life. What type of people are around you guys to where they could literally be around him while he's cheating on you and still come spend Christmas with y'all, still come spend Thanksgiving with y'all, knowing good and goddamn well this man is not just out here just breaking your heart and breaking y'all marriage vows, but he may inadvertently go ahead and bring an actual STD back to you. That him being out here in these streets, he could actually run across the wrong somebody at the right time, and she could be crazy and think the only reason why she can't have Derrick is because of his wife. What's to stop one of these crazy chicks from just up and deciding they just want to come take his wife and kids out, thinking that they could have him at that point? Yeah, I literally be thinking outside the box for just stupid stuff, and I don't understand or get why people don't understand. It's just not you cheating. It's just not you cheating. This is just the first chick, right? Back and forth with her for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, what happens if I go sleep with somebody and he decide he want to take my husband out because he feel like that's the only thing that's keeping me from being with him? We've seen too many stories in the news, where the new boo feel like this old relationship you got with this man or this woman or your kids is what's keeping y'all from being together, and they up and go kill this whole entire group of people, thinking if they can get rid of this group of people, now they could actually be with you. Cheating is just not about getting somebody else pregnant. Cheating is just not about STDs. It's about your invitation to someone else that you brought into our situation, and you never know how close people are to the edge, or you never know how crazy some people are until they up and do some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was girl one. Girl two, here in Atlanta, little thick, little brown skin, light skin thing. And I'm just like, as she was sitting up there talking and telling her story, and she just pretty much said, you know, they would hang out and stuff. They would do things and stuff. No, he never really did anything for her. It was just pretty much a hookup, booty call type situation. As she was sitting there telling her story and just listening to him, and, you know, from time to time, she may have performed like sexual acts on him. He didn't perform them back. You know, just certain things. I'm just sitting up here like... In each case, these women found out about his wife via a conversation with him or social media, whatever it may be. And he said, yes, I am married, but me and my wife are separated. We're getting a divorce. You know, she's moving out with the kids. There were moving boxes at the house, different things like that. So these women felt like, hey, it was okay to entertain a married man. Now, in that regard, let me say, a lot of times when you meet someone and they're going through a divorce, they're in a separation or whatever the case may be, I would not take none of that shit seriously, because there's absolutely nothing stopping a man from reconciling with his wife. There's nothing stopping a wife from reconciling with her husband. If they're separated and they've no longer lived together, they have two separate residences, then maybe you can get a phone number and have a basic conversation. Sometimes we may go a little bit further than what it should be in that very given moment. Technically speaking, until they actually get a divorce, there should be no communication, no sex, no dating, no nothing. Technically, but sometimes I do understand we kind of get caught in that little middle section, and half of the time it work out and half the time it doesn't. They wind up reconciling with their spouse, but it's a really weird spot. I understand that everybody wants to say, you shouldn't be dating no married people, even if they are separated going through a divorce. Sometimes shit get a little gritty. Shit get a little gritty. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes shit get a little gritty. But even this second chick, I was just like, this is crazy. But then he sent like a pretty much Dear John text message to all of the chicks that he had been involved with. He cut off his friends and family and just different ones who had been a part of his fuckery and bullshit along the way. And he reconciled with his wife in August of last year. And they were working on their marriage, you know, just rekindling their spirit and fire within their marriage and different things like that. And I was like, sis, this is crazy. This is crazy. This isn't the first time he's cheated on you. This isn't the second time. This isn't even the 8th time he's cheated on you. Sis, you've been dealing with this for 12 to 14 years. But, you know, the Spirit of God leads you to this reconciliation with your husband. Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Absolutely nobody, honey. But then, this third woman came out. This third woman. Ooh, child. This third woman. Derrick supposedly kicked all these skeezers and side pieces to the curb July last year, so he could reconcile with his wife in August, being a better man and a changed man. But October, November, he ran into a doctor here at a mall here in Atlanta. She's a surgeon or something like that. And he ran into her live in living color. See, typically he liked to go sifting through his fans and followers for his next piece of action. But this particular time, he ran into this girl live in living color as she was walking in and out the store. And because she is Caribbean, she's built very thickly and shapely. Haven't released her name, haven't released a picture, you know, out of respect for her being a doctor here in Atlanta. I get it. I totally get it. But he actually walked up to her and approached her and all this other stuff. And, you know, when she was talking to Tasha K about the situation, I was just like, I did not like the way Tasha K was doing the videos. Of course, her and Derrick Jaxn have had bad blood, but it seemed more or less, it stopped seeming like you were exposing a situation or breaking news, and it came across like a real vendetta. She was like, oh, did y'all have sex? Was he any good? How big is his dick? How long did he last? Did he give you head? Was he good at giving you head? Like, just, did y'all use protection? When he stopped using protection? Like, I don't like that style of news reporting. I have no problem listening to tea, listening to gossip, listening to the news, whatever the case may be. I don't like when it has an undertone of maliciousness. Because just because it's a question everybody wants to know don't mean you should ask the question. We don't need to know how big he is, how good he is, how long he lasts, and all this other stuff. That's irrelevant. Did you guys use condoms? Yeah, that's a great question to ask, because now you want to make sure that, hey, the wife is protected. You might want to go get an STD test, sis. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes sense. But all of this other stuff, it just didn't sit right with me. It didn't feel good. When she was talking to the doctor here in Atlanta, she was talking about how he would come up to her job. She would always come to his house. Some of his videos and everything that he posted, in his car, he would either film in his car outside of her house. Some of the videos he actually filmed inside of her house. I was just like... So while your wife is at home thinking you're being a great man since August, and you're just at the gym running errands or whatever the case may be, instead of being at the gym running errands, you over at this doctor house smashing her back out and doing videos to put up on social media. Every time you leave the goddamn house, your wife has got to be sitting there like, what is he doing? Where is he going? Like, you should never ever be in a relationship to where if that person isn't around you, they're out of your sight, or if they miss a phone call, or if they take a minute to respond to a text message, your mind shouldn't immediately go to that dumb shit of them out there being unfaithful for you. Now, I understand a lot of y'all have different viewpoints when it comes to actual cheating. Like, some of you guys are like, if he is giving this woman any type of time and energy that he should give to me, that's cheating, sis. I know some of y'all are like, if he done broke her off with any type of funds that should be coming to this household, that's cheating. I know some of you guys are like, if he's having deep, intimate conversations with him that, of course, he should be having with me as a girl in his life, that's cheating. And I know some of you guys are like, you don't necessarily consider any of those cheating. For you, cheating is as simple as, did you have sex with her or not? Me, I consider all of the above absolute cheating. If you're giving another woman my time and my energy, if you're giving another woman my actual income, if you're giving another woman the deep parts of your mind and your heart and your soul, if you're giving another woman my penis, all of that's cheating, bro. All of that's cheating. All of that's cheating. And I'm just like, anyway. So the doctor went on to talk about, how, they had sex in her car, blah, blah, blah. No, she never went to his house. They were talking about, the condo and stuff downtown. And because he used to have a condo downtown, so he got rid of it. So the doctor never went to the condo. Some of the other chicks actually went downtown to the condo with him here in Atlanta. And I'm just like, I can't. And then the doctor said she was pregnant. I was like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. And she wanted to terminate the pregnancy. She's too far along in her doctor career. She's not married. She doesn't want the baby right now. He talked to her. He was like, hey, yo, don't abort the baby. Think about it. Give me a moment. I don't want you to abort my child. Blah, 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 blah. This was just a few months ago. Mind you, he reconciled with his wife back in August. Oh, bro, this was just a few months ago. And I'm just sitting up here like, as a woman, there's a lot you can deal with, a lot you can put up with if the other person is willing to go to counseling and willing to change. So absolutely no one is going to tell you to just throw your whole damn relationship away, sis. No one's going to tell you to just throw your whole marriage away. There are steps you can take to actually fix your marriage. But you have to be willing to get help, because it ain't all him. Because while you being broken, you also have to get help being put back together. And he has to be willing to get help for the shit he brought your way. And vice versa, dudes. I understand some dudes out there in a horrible relationship with women, and women are just as narcissistic as some men. So, look, for you, the guys, understand that don't try to fix a situation with this woman if she isn't willing to meet you at the table and do that work together. If y'all aren't doing the work together, let it go. Let it go. At this point, y'all are wasting each other's times and prolonging the hurt. That's all you're doing. Anyway, so back to this doctor. Her being pregnant. And I'm sitting up here like, I can't believe any of this. You know, he went ahead and blocked her and all this other stuff on social media. And, you know, she had to find out. She really doesn't have social media like that because of her career. But she had to find out by using somebody else's YouTube and social media to actually find some of the videos and stuff. And the day he sat there on that damn couch holding his wife hostage, filming that goddamn video, child, can I tell you, he then proceeded to get up from filming that video and go reach out and talk to the doctor and tell her, hey, some stuff coming out. I need to talk to you. I need to see you. Whoop de whoop de whoop. Hey, you know, basically what me and you have is not over. This, that, and the third. This, that, and the third. And then he hit her within the next few days with a restraining order to not talk to anyone, not to tell her story. And then he gonna tell her, I'm doing this to protect you and to protect your license here in Georgia. Da-da-da-da. Typical narcissist. Sis, he not protecting you. He not protecting nothing. Because if he wanted to protect you, he know he had a whole wife and all these other girlfriends on his side. He would have used the condom every time he was with you to protect you. He didn't give a fuck about your health. He didn't give a fuck about the fact that you got pregnant. So what makes you think he give a fuck about your job and your license as a doctor here in the state of Georgia? That doesn't make any sense. So last week, he interacted and spent time with this woman and just did different things with the woman. But last week, week before last, whenever that video came out, the same week that video came out, he was still talking to her days after the day of the video and days after the actual video. And I'm just sitting up here like, Derrick is the poster child for a narcissist. He is the poster child for a man who will use your faith and your Christianity to beat and berate you into a submissive, fucked up situation. Derrick is the exact fuckboy that he sits in those cars and chats with women about how to avoid. 3 signs he's a fuckboy. 3 signs he's never gonna take you serious. 3 signs he's just not that into you. Like, he is the exact poster child of everything he preaches against, everything he stands about, everything he writes in that book. He is the exact poster child of the dude you should run far the fuck away from. And I'm just like, I know a lot of people are coming down hard on him, Lou Duval, and him and Lou Duval has a little past in the background. They've been getting into it for years, ever since Derrick decided to do that video about Lou Duval. They've been getting into it for years. So Lou Duval's feed has been lit with the memes and different things as far as Derrick Jaxn is concerned. But I know a lot of you guys are like, you just want him. You guys still support him. You're still fans. You just want him to be a better man, to be a better husband, to be a better father. And I'm telling you, you're going to be waiting until the second coming of Christ. That man is not going to change. He would have been changed. Like, do you really think that him losing, you know, part of his sponsorship, you know, some of his followers on his platform and stuff, that ain't going to be a big enough hit for him? Like, this man is all about ego and image. Ego and image. If he was actually serious about anything concerning his wife, his family, his platform, his image, when he reconciled with her back in August, he would have let all that shit go. He would have separated better from these other 2 women and the doctor. He would have actually said, hey, I need to talk to you. I need to tell you I'm getting back with my wife. We're going to try to give our relationship another shot. Now, all 3 of these women said they would have understood that. The only reason why they came forward and told their story is because the way he completely iced them out, and then to turn around and start posting your wife and to turn around and do this video. Nah, bro. That's what we not finna do. We not finna do that. We not finna do that. And that's the reason why you have these women starting to come forward now, because it's like, I don't think y'all understand how dangerous this guy is, how much of a narcissist he is, and all of this other stuff. So I'm finna give you my story. I'm finna go ahead and put my 2 cents into it. And as I be looking at these women and listening to these women, I hear the exact same story being told from different viewpoints, as far as how he moves, how he acts, how he behaves, how he's aggressive with them, and just different things like that. And I'm like, he just seems like the type of man who wants to have a little meek and humble wife for appearance purposes and to raise his children. But he likes that more aggressive nightlife, always hanging out, always partying, always having to be the center of attention. Just me, just me, just me, just me. He seems to be that type of guy, listening to these women and also listening to some of the stuff his wife would even say in reference to him. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, this whole entire Derrick Jaxn saga, I don't feel sorry for him. He brought this on himself. I don't feel sorry for his wife. Not at all. I understand where you're coming from, sis. I even understand what you're going through, sis. But I don't feel sorry for you in this situation, sis. Because you've been going through this since college, since your teens, your 20s, into your 30s. Like, sis, at some point, one of them pages somewhere in that Bible had to tell you that God would never leave you in the wilderness like this. He wouldn't leave you in the wilderness like this. She gonna continue to sit in that wilderness until she learned the lesson that God is trying to teach her. And she can continue to read the Bible. She can continue to go through the word. She can continue to do all of that. But she's gonna stay in that wilderness. If you wonder why things keep happening, if you wonder why you can't seem to break past that line of resistance in your faith, in your healing, in your prosperity, because you haven't learned the lesson you needed to learn. And until you learn that lesson, this situation is going to keep repeating itself. Until you learn your lesson, you're going to continue to be in this space. You are never going to break through out of this space until you learn whatever lesson it is that God needs you to learn. Because I understand she's very Christian. She lives her life very Christian. She lives her life according to the Bible. I totally get that. But sis, I'm going to need you to keep flipping through that Bible. I'm going to need you to get on your knees. And I'm going to need for you to ask for strength. Don't ask for strength for your marriage. Don't ask for strength for your kids. Don't ask for strength for you. Just simply pray for strength. Because these stories that have come out, plus the pending other woman and the other 2 women for 2 years ago, allegedly 6 women that we know about, pales in comparison to what she truly knows about in her marriage and her relationship. Because he's been cheating for years. So it's more than 6 women that she know about. It's more than 6 women that she understands she's had to deal with. She just needs to pray for strength. And an open prayer for strength does just that. It doesn't give you strength to endure your marriage. It doesn't give you strength to be a better mom for your kids. It doesn't give you strength to be a better woman for yourself. She just needs to do an open prayer of strength. And when God delivers that answer to her for the open prayer of strength, it's going to be for the strength that he knows she needs for the road ahead. That could be the road ahead in her marriage. That could be the road ahead for her as a woman. That could be the road ahead for her as a mother. But in certain situations, you just don't go to God and ask specifically for stuff. Sometimes some of your prayers need to be an open prayer. Because, of course, he knows and sees what's ahead and you don't. So you don't want to... Sometimes an open prayer can be a blessing in and of itself. And after she finished praying for strength, she need to get back down on her knees and pray for clarity. Clarity to see what is happening with her that may be blocking her ability to see what everybody else see. Clarity in her marriage and her relationship. Or clarity with her children not being affected by this situation. Or just clarity for her road ahead. Because what I can guarantee you is this ain't the first time, this ain't the third time, this ain't the 9th time, this ain't the 10th time, and since this ain't the last time. You know what I'm saying? So she's gonna need strength and clarity moving forward. But until she realizes she is being cultivated kind of cult like and brainwashed with the word of God and with the Bible. That's how most cults happen. They brainwash people with the word of God, and all of a sudden they just doing all this craziness because they've been so conditioned and brainwashed. I hate when people weaponize God, when people weaponize the Bible, when they weaponize Christianity, when they weaponize preaching and healing and teaching, and they weaponize that for something else. She has got to find her own way within her own walk and her own Christianity. And I know she keeps coming online and telling us she good, they good. Sis, if you was good, you wouldn't come tell us you good. You wouldn't come tell us that. 1, it ain't our business. 2, we ain't in our marriage. And 3, none of us are feeding you, fucking you, taking care of them kids, paying any of them bills, making your life any easier or any better. So you don't owe us not a dime, sis. You don't owe us not a drop, sis. Stop it, sis. Because if someone's good in a situation or whatever the case may be, they ain't talking about it. They done with it. You don't see Beyonce constantly talking about the situation that had happened between her and Jay-Z when he cheated on her. She did a whole goddamn Lemonade album about it. And he, addressed it on his 444 album. But past that point, you don't see her making any more comments or anything about it, because if they good, they good. I don't need to continue to talk on something that I've already addressed in my marriage. I'm just like, I know she said she never wanted to be on camera like that. She's not the whole social media person. And I'm like, if you didn't want to be on camera like that, then you shouldn't have got on camera. Ain't nothing he gonna say or do that should have changed your mind. But a narcissist will sit and push you to get on camera when you don't want to be on camera. 2, you're not really about the social media life and all of this. That's not your calling from God. That's not what God has led for you. Then deactivate your social media, sis. You won't have to see none of this bullshit. You won't have to entertain none of this bullshit. You won't have to let any of this bullshit into your psyche, into your aura, into your energy. It's an app. Delete the app, sis. Deactivate your social media. He the one who likes to be on social media and do all this stuff. You don't. You use your social media as an outlet for you to cry out, because your entire social media is really, really, it's depressing. It's depressing. It's depressing to look at her social media, because it's just not inspirational quotes and different things like that. It's this underlying tone when you go to her page, and I'm just like, I know that underlying tone, and a lot of us know that underlying tone because we've been there, done that. But until she figures out, until she remembers who she is as a woman, until she figure out exactly the type of woman she wants to be, that situation isn't going to change. And I need y'all to stop going to her page and leaving them comments and them notes, because some of y'all, I be looking at some of the comments on her page, and then some of the ones that she'll bring up that people that send her DMs and stuff for. Let me tell you something right here, right now. In her particular situation with what she's going through, she's already said she ain't soliciting none of that. And I've seen the super toxic behavior of Christianity in her comments. They pray for her by throwing shade. They pray for her by just doing the utmost craziness. And I'm like, that's the reason why half the people are against Christianity. That's why half the people who used to be Christians ain't Christians no more. Just because of how Christianity is ran nowadays, how it's delivered nowadays. Anything you do with the person, anything you say to a person, especially your unsolicited shit, didn't nobody ask you for your stuff, but you want to come give it to me anyway. if whatever you're saying, even if it's the truth, if what you're saying you don't say with love, you don't say with compassion, then everything you're saying is brutality. Brutality. And looking at even the post on Facebook and looking at the post on her Instagram, I just saw a lot of brutality. I don't understand how other women can say they want to be there for her, want to pray with her, want to support her. You're not alone. This, that, and the third. And then in the same goddamn sentence, because they paragraphs be like this big, they get into bullshit. And I'm like, that's not love. That's not love. You already see this snippet of sis life. You see a bigger picture of sis life because she decided to get on video. And in that video, she let out way too much information about her, him, and the stuff that they've been going through. And then Tasha K and her videos that add on to it. So we have a bigger picture of her actual life, but we don't know the whole picture of her life. And I'm like, if you want to be there for her, support her, pray with her, just whatever it is, then do it in love. But any and all them other little comments you be leaving within the midst of your prayer, it's just brutality and bullshit. And that's, you just delete that. Delete that. And ask God to guide your fingers on the prayer that you leaving on her page. My take on the situation is, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. He's a narcissist. It's bullshit. He's the fuck boy. He warned y'all not to date, not to be around, not to marry, to leave. It's bullshit. Sis deep in the bullshit. Stop trying to pull her out. She is not interested in your life. She's not interested in your lifeboat, your rafts, your lifesavers. She is fine in her shit. Okay, she don't need y'all. And pray. Find your center, find your peace, go get your crystals, whatever it is you do or whatever higher power you believe in. Sis, pray that God, your crystals, your energy, your aura, your vibe, whatever saint, patron saint you want to use. I don't know, sis. But whoever that is, pray that they give you the spirit of discernment and stop ignoring red flags when you see them. Stop ignoring red flags. If anything, you don't want to be in a situation where you getting your heart broke behind this man because he out here doing crazy stuff. You don't want to be in a situation where you getting killed out here behind this man because he doing crazy stuff. And what if the people he's sleeping with don't come back and kill you and the kids? What if he snapped because you finally decide you leave and he realized, oh, you serious about leaving him, and he snap and kill you? I think about stuff like this. I'm like, oh, YouTube, that's the end of my video. I don't have nothing else to say about this situation because I'm just like, if she wanted better, she would do better. Like, at this point, it's YouTube. I don't care when you watch me in the morning, afternoon, evening, or late at night. I'm just happy that you chose to come back and spend some time with the girl. And as always, YouTube, thank you, love you. See you guys next time. Bye.